us for the side of Elevate's lineup here, putting our focus back into the Alpha 7 Chalkia draft. I gotta say, if they can really play around that Yuhuan Dolia combination and ride with the early game provided by the DRNG, things could go pretty much in their favor for the early to mid-game rotations.
They have that option, right? Which I think is going to be great for them. That's something that they need to kind of consider with what they're doing.
We will take a look at how this is going to go. At this point, look, Elevate, it looks like all the cards are on their side. The ball is in their court. It is up for them to drop it.
That is correct, Hurricane. With both drafts locked in, the game plan has been stamped for both teams. As this is eliminations on the line, this BO5 will defer who advances and who falls out of KIC 2025. This is game one between Elevate going up against Alpha 7 Gaming. Casters, you are on live.
Thank you so much, Saki, as we go into the final match of the day. Of course, this is going to be game one, elimination game. This one is going to be really, really critical because you know that there's no room for error here.
It is, and they know what the strength is on the side of Elevate. So, Alpha 7, they're trying to shut down this early lead from the side of Evilist in the mid. They need to make sure they stop this EXP growth, or else Elevate will rise a little too fast.
Yeah, a little too fast. And I mean, it really comes, like, all eyes to me are on Haru and Azar. Like, how did they get going? Is Haru able to farm efficiently? The same way Danny, is he just tanky enough to kind of deal with this onslaught from Elevate?
Yeah, look, we really want to surprise us. We know you wanted to on the 21st of November. We have one big one for our local fans here and for everyone in HOK Global. Lapu Lapu will be hitting the gorge.
Yeah, it's going to be available for the knockouts, so that's something to look forward to. I mean, the teams are well aware. They're giving some time so that they actually have time to practice with it before they unleash it, so to speak, on the gorge.
Yep, look, Evilist already has the boots of deafness. What a nice steal from the Hyde as well. So Evilist, level 4 already. He's going to try and set up so many nice situations for the side of Elevate and put them on the pedestal here. Haru, of course, needs to be on top of that.
Yeah, definitely needs to be on top of that. I mean, him just helping with the farm, the wave clear is quite good with that, and Haru ensuring he's going to unleash the hounds. Danny taking a lot of damage, and he's going to be backing off at this point.
Yeah, I like this restraint. Elevate knowing that, okay, maybe we want to get the lead, but we have to know what risk we're taking this 1v1.
Oh, they're going for this one. Wise Ace are taking a lot of damage. Azar is going to be there, but with Bilal waiting in the wings, he got spotted out. And now with that wave breaker, the heals are going to be there. Not the greatest position. Azar is a little bit low, though.
Why is he staying? Wise Acer, if the flash by Azar comes in, he can get that full combination, use the Infinite Vaster to get out. And Wise Acer might be giving that first blood.
Yeah, I think maybe looking to bait it out. I mean, it was very risky. I don't think he was going to risk it at that point. But Danny, on the other hand, he's kind of just efficiently farming.
Normally we like to say no pain, no gain, but this is the kind of pain you don't want on the side of Alpha 7. High so far, struggling to keep up with Nyap, which is good news for Alpha 7 fans, but at the same time, Elevate. I'm looking at Azar, man. This guy, he has been a prodigy for the side of Elevate, and he will be. Oh, hang on, one more stun. That's a nice one. Good way to start, but it's a 2v1.
Yeah, 2v1, he's by himself, right? Look at how Elevate right now, it's all about Haru. They understand that they're going to create as much space as possible. He is the guy, the umbrella uppers. Oh, well, perfect one, setting it up, and Fury is dunked on.
What did we say? Impressive, the Zhang Fei. So many times the beast has unleashed, and this time it is going to be successful.
Oh, he's still doing some work as well, getting a lot of value out of that. Now he's going to have to be running off on that one as it kind of goes back into human form. But a great play by Elevate, really setting the tone of this one. Finding Niap in a bad spot. He's got the force field suppression, but Hyde bouncing him around like a pinball, and finally Niap gets the safety.
All right, Hyde, that was a scary potential. It gives you a preview of what's potentially going to happen, right? We need that Hyde rotation. PKL fans, Elevate, they're cheering so hard right now because they see the potential that Elevate has.
Yeah, of that damage, right? And I mean, Hyde on that Guan Yu, not the greatest of laners, especially against the Byron, but the way he's played it thus far, he's been smart, putting it on the tower, putting you out of position, and getting his farm.
Yep, you only have one chance to stop him, right? If you're on the Alpha 7 snap, which is the Storm Strike. And for now, Hyde is trying to keep up. The first rotation will come 4 minutes. This is the big battle.
Oh, the Umbrella Outburst on to 2. He wants to go for that Stampede. No, the Unending Sorrow, the Dream Roam does a counter, and they find him. Haru has stuck himself way too far up. Azar is now here. He's doing a little bit too much, but the Infinite Fastest, that was so close.
Yep, they force it out, and now Elevate cannot go for the contest. Now Alpha 7, they see this as an opening. anything. But here comes the universal law. They're gonna try and put some pressure here. The stun comes in, no.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going to slow siege this mid team one instead. Impressive. Not really much you can do. All they can do is watch. And at 4 minutes, Alpha 7 take the mid T1.
That is really early. This is one of the earliest T1s in the mid taken by any team today. And this means Alpha 7, they have full prior over this first Tyrant of the game. This should be in their hands, and it's going to be comfortably taken.
Yeah, comfortably taken. I mean, there's no real way that Elevate could have done anything at this point. This lead is starting to grow in favor of Alpha 7. I mean, they're catching up to Elevate at this point, but once they take the bottom T1, they're going to be in a prime position.
And not only that, they will have prime vision as well, right? The Fog of War is going to hurt Elevate for this one.
Yeah, and the Crimson Golem almost being potentially stolen. No, it's going to be tethered away, and Haru will pick that up, ensuring that... No, Azar, sorry, picked that one up. So, again, I guess taking it away, but here comes the Umbrella Outburst. They actually find him on the wrong side, and Villau gets stampeded on, and he's going to be killed. Haru secures that one.
Look, Impressive is so mechanical. He's like a robot. Every single Umbrella Outburst always gets the target.
Yeah, I mean, Impressive just making the nice little play. The Umbrella Outburst really on point. He's been there, but Sacer actually flashing away. Elevate putting the aggression on, and they're going to take the bottom T1.
Right, let's talk a little bit about Impressive here. He has some resolve. And you know what he would have been, hang on, he is making another catch here.
Yeah, Dream Roam, he's going to try to go, but the Infinite Fast is used aggressively, and he's been pushed back in, and they get the big old Mankey.
Yep, Elevate, they're feeling it. The fans are feeling 5-man strong in the mid. But the T2 at the top needs to be taken care of.
Oh, it looks like Haru a little bit on the lower end, and now Niap joining the fight, does a little bit of work on the hide, but tenderizes him, but again, just to disengage.
This is a scary situation, right? Even though you take down the Mega Tank, which is Danny on the side of Alpha 7, the rest of the lineup on the side of A7, they still have the potential to win the team fights.
Yeah, and then that's the bit of an issue, right? That's the crux of the story, so to speak. But Danny here, I mean, again, he just died a single time. It's not the end of the world, but once he gets tanky, it's going to be a bit of a problem for Elevate.
Yes, and one more problem to add. Fury is going for the magic build. He already has the Staves of Sorcery. So you know Alpha 7 are going to be very aggressive, because if you take out Ivalice, there is no damage reduction, there's no armor reduction anymore.
And that could be a prime target. The Crimson on the other side, Sacer wants to go for the steal. It's going to get pushed away. And it looks like, I don't know who end up getting in that one, but Niap on the side doing a little bit of damage onto Impressive. And again, these guys are just poking and prodding. The net worth lead, it's a wash.
Yeah, it's totally unseen. Right now, you might as well say that they're even Stevens, right? So Alpha 7, the only advantage they have right now is just the map control. They've taken 3 turrets across the gorge. Elevate have only taken 1.
Yeah, sure, but my name isn't Steven. But anyways, Alpha 7 on the other hand, they're going to take the Crimson here, which is why Sacer's, this is going to be a good one for him, because again, it's accelerating the farm. You have Fury with the red buff as well, so Alpha 7 doing a good job of putting themselves in a position where the guys that need to get the farm have that damage.
And also, the Crimson buffs, I think this will be the major change here. Alpha 7 will be looking for that big fight here, but only if they get the catch.
Look at Impressive. Oh, they know. Oh, they know. They sensed it out. Universal Law on the minion wave, and they have it in front with Unending Sorrow, trying to go for the pushback. Impressive can pull the trigger at a moment's notice, but here we go, and they find him, and now it's going to be used in Haru. No, he's going to get picked off. Danny does that damage, and here comes the Razor Cavalry from the side. Hyde doing a little bit of work, but the Stampede onto 3, a little bit of stun lock, and the Heroic Charge is nice, but Hyde is going to be picked off. The Universal Law is going to be a little off the mark. Alpha 7, none of them down. Niap is still continuing to fight. Azar gets on his dragon, he's going to be out.
Look, they're so low, but they can't finish this job. Elevate, you have done a lot of damage, but you need to finish your food. And right now, Alpha 7, they've taken full advantage of that. They're taking the T2 at the top, which means map control galore. Alpha 7, they feast onto this Crimson Golem here.
Yeah, this is a big moment, a big turning point for Alpha 7. Things were looking very close, but now they find Danny, who's at about half life. If they want to go for this one, he actually has the shields, and now here come the reinforcements. The Unending Sorrow from Fury, he's going to be pushed back.
Yeah, good decision making to make sure the heals come through as well. Another T2 under pressure from the side of Alpha 7. I don't think they can defend this. They will take this for free. And at the 9-minute mark, it looks like the next thing on the menu here is going to be that Tyrant for the side of Alpha 7.
It's going to be a big opening. I think that the 10-minute Tyrant, or they'll take this one and then load it up for that Shadow Tyrant, which is going to come in about 50 seconds. But in the top lane, look at Niap and Hyde constantly just harassing one another.
Look, Nyap has put a target on the back of Hyde. He has consistently found Hyde, make sure he tries to slow down that catch. And Hyde has been making those catches, but they can't finish the job.
Yeah, and that's the bit of an issue, right? Haru needs a little bit more time, as well as Azar, to get the farm, because Azar, literally 1.2k behind Ysacer, he really doesn't have the damage to burn him down.
Yeah, because it's been forcing them to fight nice catch.
Finding Haru, he's at half-life, he's on the run, and he's trying to unleash the hounds, and just to get to safety, but Haru's so low, and he does get picked off, and Fury will get that. Now here comes the Razor Cavalry pushing under the tower. Danny's in such a terrible spot. The heroic charges left and right, and Hyde with that control, and it looks like Danny will be shut down.
You have to sit your butt down because Elevate will always come back. What a nice catch here. They buy themselves a lifeline, but Alpha 7, they're not gonna just take a loss and leave. They're gonna take your Azure Golem as well.
And this is why it's frustrating to play against Guan Yu. It's like you think everything's great, you get that pick off, and then you're sent to the enemy fountain almost, and you're just in a bad spot. But the Unbridled Outburst with another heroic charge. He's gonna try to flash away, but Bilal, it looks like he's gonna go down yet again. And now Nyap is looking to fight, trying to go for Zar, and Ysacer gets that pick off. The Ferali form from Impressive is just barely enough, but now they're bouncing around on top of Nyap with that force rush, but they finally get Impressive, but Nyap will trade his life away.
I mean, Sacer, he's doing so well. The life still coming in, the damage as well. And right now, Alpha 7, there's another thing to take a look at. The shadow variants of the objectives have arrived, and now it's all about the map control.
Yeah, and Haru right now, no smite. It's about halfway in terms of the cooldown, so he's going to take the Shadow Tyrant instead. Alpha 7, even with only 3 members, they take the Overlord very quickly.
Yes, very quickly indeed. And right now, they make a beeline. Very nice checking from Fury. They stop the attempt from the side of Haru. Look, Haru, I don't think has gotten into the groove of things just yet.
Yeah, but he does have about 700 gold lead, so that's a bit of a better groove than Danny, who's a little bit behind in terms of the net worth. So this is something that he needs to continue to do, because again, this Yang Jian, once he gets online, he's going to be a bit of an issue.
Yes, definitely. So Alpha 7, they are on a timer right now. It's all about the farm for Elevate. So Elevate, the later this game goes, the better it is for them. The Alpha 7, they need to do it quickly.
Yeah, and Haru, if anything though, the biggest problem is that he's been focused. He's died 3 times already, the most on the team, so he needs to ensure that he stays alive, gets the farm. On the other side, Azar hasn't really died too many times. He's been just silently farming.
Silently farming. We'll see Fury gets his next core item as they're looking to put more pressure on the Gorger. Alpha 7 trying to take another turret. The T3s now are available if they want to push it.
Yeah, and look at how Alpha 7 just going in might have actually go on to hide, but the top lane has actually been pushing with Azar there, and Alpha 7 slowly, waiting, methodically looking for some sort of initiation point.
Yep, they're biding their time, right? It's all about the timing at this point. And Alpha 7, they have options. They can choose to use the distraction of the Shadow Overlord to go for the Tyrant instead, and that's exactly what they do.
Smart, smart. Opening it up, Alpha 7. This is a Shadow Tyrant for them, and it looks like there's really no chance. Nyap is also waiting in the wings. He's like that forward scout, providing a lot. But now with the Vanguard in the top lane, plus you have the Shadow Tyrant buff, things are looking very good for Alpha 7.
Yep, stun setups coming in from the side of Fury as well. Any target he catches could be a victim.
Yeah, at any time. I mean, Danny's still all the way up in front and tanking it even for that Shadow Vanguard. And in the mid lane, a little bit of a skirmish with Hyde and Nyap. They've been going at it this entire game. But the top T3 eventually taking a little bit of chip damage.
Yep, quite a bit here. That is a respectable amount. Alpha 7, they've gotten some damage down. But look at Ysacer. He's getting those passive shots in.
Yeah, and every third shot or whatever for Ysacer, that's kind of what you want to do. But now with that Universal Law onto Danny, who tanks and eats it all up, he'll enjoy that one.
Yep, Fury as well, and Nyap, look, the two of them have been very, very clinical in stopping the attempt from Hyde. Hyde has no options here.
Yeah, no options at all. I mean, it's tough. This is a situation where, again, like, you gotta come all the way from the wings, and Alpha 7 are expecting it, right? They've done a good job of not just like grouping up randomly and not covering their, their corners, so to speak.
Yeah, it's a defensive positioning. I like this a lot from Alpha 7, right? This is the kind of growth that we wanted to see of all the global teams, and we're definitely seeing it right now. Impressive though. He needs to be that lifeline. Every Unbridled Outburst has netted them a kill. That's why they have 7. Impressive has landed at least half of those.
Yeah, he's had quite a bit. I mean, in terms of his team fight, he's always been on points. Tied, though, with Bilal in terms of that net worth, but he's The vision score, I would say, that Impressive has brought in has been quite good and very helpful for the team in finding those right initiations.
Not only that, he also has the frigid charge. He's looking for the ominous premonition as his next item here. We have to get the stuns in on the sides of Elevate. Not just the ultimate from Impressive, he needs to land that freeze.
Yeah, look at the bottom T2. Something to take note of, it is pushing a bit, but Alpha 7 on the other hand, they're gonna just kind of move around, maybe take the mid lane, just kind of baiting it out. They don't really want to go for this overlord.
Ivalice?
Oh, Ivalice, the Dream Roll right on top of him, but Danny with that bubble doing a little bit of work, and Ivalice is gonna go down. The Umbrella Alphas is now gonna be used, but cutting it off in half, but they're not able to go. And now it looks like Azar is gonna be aggressive. He wants to go finding HIGHLIGHTS. He's gonna be down for the count, and Hyde running away. He's gonna be fine, but Haru is gonna be focused in. They're slowly going in for this one. It looks like there's no other catch. It's going to be a 2-for-1 favor of Elevate.
Yep, Elevate, they have managed to survive. This is great for them. It's lucky that Hyde did not take a fall there. If he did, then there is an immense chance that Alpha 7 might have broken the T3s. Right now, there is a little lack of damage, which means Haru, there is a potential of a steal. Elevate, what are they going to do now?
I mean, they have the numbers advantage. Alpha 7 were thinking about going for the Overlord. That would have been very risky, especially doing this 3 versus 4. Now Elevate are like, actually, we have the advantage. We should be going for the Overlord.
Yep, they're going to put 4 people here, and they get it.
Oh, Danny been pushed back with that heroic charge, but he gets the steal! Danny with the Dream Roam Smite. That was perfect. And now Alpha 7 on the run. They've unleashed the hounds, and Ivalice is so low. Neop is on the back line doing some serious work, but he's going to pay for his sins. He does go down as well. Hyde is so low. Azar is doing the damage, and they find Bilal, but Danny is continuing on. He gets picked off as well. And it looks like with only 2 members, the Stampede is on point. HIGHLIGHTS are going all in, and Azar on the Dragon gets the safety with an ace.
Yeah, Danny gets a steal, but Elevate becomes a criminal. They clear them with an ace, and Elevate, this is time to win the game, maybe. 20 seconds, no, in fact, 30 seconds before HIGHLIGHTS comes out. That's enough time. They can do it. Elevate, the fans are pushing them on. They need to push into the base.
Yeah, but 7 more seconds for Neop to come on back in. They're going to look to tank this one. Everybody is so low. This is a risky play. The Vanguards are there. Neop is already up. He wants to go. They might want to go for the base race. The Razor Cavalry onto this, being pushed around, and they go for the Crystal, and Elevate will take game 1.
What a comeback, Elevate. This is the kind of quality we want to be able to rise through every single difficulty. Alpha 7